tired of women.
That's no good. This Stealing your parents' credit card.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
To front basket.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great too.
What is there something we would like to tell the audience?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's
I've done so
now,
much.
or should we wait?
We should probably wait a moment. Until
All right,
people
let's
get-
wait a moment.
People
Yeah,
get here. Well, there are people here now. Well, I had to do a lot of work to like conceal this
You
from
really
so,
did.
So I think I'm gonna defer to you to explain all this.
Okay,
So
so
you can set up the scenario, whatever you want to do.
well, I think I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
We're engaged.
Yeah.
So, I think I just clipped the fucking mic by saying so. Yeah, so, I mean, the story is, well, my birthday's tomorrow, so you've been planning this huge outing for us to, like, we were originally going to go to Catalina, spend the weekend there with, like, friends and family. Catalina, of course, didn't work out because COVID sucks.
And LA County.
And it's in LA
controls-
County.
Yeah.
Which is so dumb.
Yeah, that really bummed me
know?
out. Yeah.
So we're going to do all that. Didn't happen. We ended up getting a really cool place in Hollywood, the hills, you might say. And we're going to do that tomorrow, this weekend, which you were originally planning to propose to me there. But the opportunity and the right moment came up where you did it early, like a full week early, I think, right? It was like, I think it was Saturday or something.
Yeah, probably about a
You
week.
did it.
Yeah.
So we're engaged. You proposed to me.
I'm just.
I was nude.
Mm-hmm.
We
both were.
You were nude.
Yeah.
So it was a very vulnerable moment.
Yeah, like it was tough because like it was like we had what adults do.
Needless
when
to say, we're very happy.
Yeah.
It's also why we probably took some time off from the podcast.
Yeah.
We've just been kind of relishing in it. So
It's not just that. Like I mean, like I get so fucking overwhelmed, like with
you do,
big life decisions or whatever.
yeah.
And so there were like a lot of parts of this. Like so, the rings that we are both wearing.
Yes, we both have rings. There's not just one engagement ring.
Yeah.
Which I think is very nice and very gender neutral of us.
And again, like I don't really know what the protocol is like for rings. Like
I was surprised you didn't.
Yeah,
because I did, and I've never been married.
So like, what is the
Well,
protocol
neither
again?
of you, but so typically in a straight relationship, the dude will like get down on one knee. Well, of course he like goes ask the parents and shit like that. Gets down on one knee. Well, he buys a giant, expensive engagement ring for the girl. And the girl has the ring until they're married, and she keeps the ring once they're married, but also gets a wedding band, which he also gets. So the
Jesus
male
Christ.
doesn't wear a ring on his finger when he's engaged.
Okay.
Only the female in a straight relationship.
So the two that I have that we're wearing right now, like like things that have high monetary value do not mean that much to me.
They
at
do
all.
not interest me either.
So the two that we're wearing were my grandparents from Italy that are, well, my American GI grandfather, who I never met. My mother hardly even knows him. He died when she was 6. But my grandmother, who I did know from Italy, they were their wedding bands.
Yeah.
So they have like 1952 like engraved on the
It's
inside.
so cool.
And
yeah.
And
29/6/1952.
and the one you have is like a little bit thinner than the one that I'm wearing.
It's a little thinner.
Yeah.
It's a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it's gonna fit me a little bit better.
But we still have to get them resized.
We
'cause
do. They're both too big.
We
for
apparently
us.
both have skinnier hands.
I
than
can't
would've
believe your
expected.
Italian grandmother had big man hands.
Even though she was like fucking 4'2", I really don't get it. And like I'm a fucking like unexpected Viking person out of her it's weird. Like I don't get it. So, but yeah. Like, so I had both of them for pretty much 3 months, and
You've been waiting a long time.
And like with truly having ADHD, I was so scared of misplacing them. Like so much so that like my mother, when she gave them to me, put them in like this little satin bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I put them somewhere where I'm hiding them from Sean, I'll lose them. So I literally on my desk here, I just had the bag sitting.
Yeah.
Because I know, like why I proposed to you. Like I so implicitly trust you to just not open stuff that's on my desk.
I'm not a snooper.
No, you're not. And so I just knew.
I did notice the bag though.
You did. That was the funny part.
I assumed it was like some like, I don't know, like some finer parts to some thing that you had ordered that you had to put together or something. I was like, oh, it's probably some project that he's working on
that I won't finish.
So that yeah, exactly, that you won't finish. So those just the parts of it just rest in that bag on his desk until he's ready to do the project. So I didn't really pay it any mind. But you've been planning like this whole thing for so long.
Yeah, I mean, and like that was like the part that was getting tough was it was like, okay, like I had like a 95% certainty you'd say yes, right? But at the
I'm wondering where that 5% came from.
I mean, it was like mostly just that like
I think it might just be natural fear.
That probably right. Yeah. And then like my brother and his fiance, he proposed to her using another one of my mom's rings, like her original engagement ring, because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And so
many.
I actually told them first because I was like, I don't want to steal your thunder. Like, do you mind if I do this? But like, to me, it was like a relationship surviving COVID, us moving in together. Like, I mean, it just was like, this has got to happen. And so yeah, like I held on to it for so long, and then they were both trying to help us like have this grand adventure, and then like literally 2.5 weeks before I was like planning this Catalina trip, it just got like, it was so expensive, so restrictive.
Yeah, dude.
I was just like, what the fuck,
places to stay at in Catalina for 3 days are like $3,000.
Even getting,
and that's 2 nights.
Even getting the boat ride over. I mean, like everything's just gotten really fucking weird during all this.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, like it had to kind of get like truncated, and plus, it's funny, like Dallery said like it's not Jordan's thing, but like having a big gay wedding, like so much of like how the proposal played out was very much my thing.
Yeah,
it was like you were feeling feelings about some stuff, and then it was just like, hey dude, I'm not going anywhere, and here's why. And I'm glad we did it that way. The only bummer that I have is that like we don't have pictures to show people, which we got to figure out how to do that, I guess.
We'll take some cash pictures on the iPhone 12 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Shot with iPhone 12.
Shot with iPhone 12.
So we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did I expect it?
Expect it? No.
Yeah.
Not at all. I had no fucking... Well, look, like, we've been together this long. I knew eventually, like, we would just get married. I didn't think, like, we would do, like... I didn't think you'd end up doing like a proposal or anything like that. It's kind of just like, duh, we're sticking together, like what could change that at this point, So I don't know. And we had talked about it like before, like at least a year before. It was like, yeah, I mean, we're going to be together forever. So who cares?
That was the thing is like, I remember your parents asked me, they were like, do you think that he would be okay with it? And I'm like, he's made so many kind of offhanded jokes about it that every joke's a tiny revolution, right? Like, like I knew you were joking about it because it's something like you were down to do. Like as talking about children or whatever, like which are now like a thing that we can talk about without it being like sort of an out there concept.
Right.
But yeah, like so
it's still a little out there because my income right now is a net zero.
Well, like which is why like like that was the thing is like giving you the ring. Like I think I told you immediately, like that was like part of it too. Was like I when I was gonna do it in front of a ton of fucking people, I was like, I'd also want to explain to you every part of like this is not, we don't like do the legal thing tomorrow. Like the ceremony is like, this is all out there. It's just more like, here's this family heirloom. Like I'm not going anywhere.
Oh my
what
God,
you're hearing
parrots.
are the Long Beach parrots that we have. But
instead of wedding bells will ring, it'll be
Long
Beach parrots will sing.
So imagining doing that in front of like a ton of people, I was getting so in my
proposing.
Head. Yeah.
I'm glad you did not. I am not the type to want have you? I mean, you've seen those videos of like people proposing in malls and on beaches and shit, and everybody looks, and it's like they're not a part of this.
Like, and do you want to hear like one of my?
And in the case that I were a bad person and said no, that's awful. Whole weekend ruined.
The other like anxiety thing that I had was like, okay, like what would be like the main activity we would have to do in Catalina to like find a proper location?
What do you like? The main activity to go find a location for the proposal?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you'd probably do it at the beach or something, right?
Beach or hiking. And I hate hiking.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like it either.
I absolutely hate it.
In fact, it's so weird because when we were planning the Catalina trip, you were like, "Do you want to like go hiking?" And I'm like, "Not really." But you suggested it like twice.
That's like I was trying because I was like, okay, like because if it's like something you wanted to do, I was like, trying to find like this ideal location to do it, and I was like, fuck, like I hate all these things. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I would rather
that would
like,
have been silly.
The sun setting and we have like a cool place, and I just like do it on the deck and whatever. But
yeah.
But then because like everybody that's is involved with it now, like your friends who are younger, who this is like not really like this like idea isn't on the horizon really like anytime soon for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother's fiance, his sister, like all of them were gonna go, and it was like, fuck. Now I feel like a lot of pressure to make it like picturesque and like idealistic, And and it just I was so grateful that it was just like because you were talking about something, and then I was just like, hang on one second. I think it's like what I said. And then, like went and grabbed it.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be needlessly stressful. Like Greg said, public proposals give me secondhand anxiety. Also, it puts so much pressure on the proposee, and for the proposer. Like, it is so insane, and like the embarrassment those men feel when the girl like turns away.
Those are like I like those are like that's a level of cringe I can't watch those videos.
Yeah, and
like,
how do you come back from that? A relationship, if you say no to a marriage proposal, that relationship is over.
Yeah.
Right? There is no coming back from that.
No. It's done. And
the dude is probably going to feel so emasculated if the girl, and this I'm talking about straight relationships, if the girl like turns away, so he'll never recover from that. Even if they did try to stay together, he would resent her so much. Like, there's no way they're sticking together.
But is this, I mean, like, it is funny, like, how gay relationships are pretty heteronormative in the way that, like, like, if you were to have said no and, like, I made this grand gesture, it would have totally fucking clipped my balls, too. I mean,
yes, absolutely.
It would have been like, oh, fuck. And it would have been over. I mean, like, just, like, that's, like, the way that I would look at it, too. Exactly. Yeah. Of, like, I'm not going to attempt to repair this enough in the way that, like, because, like, I think the mistake those idiots make when that happens is, like, they aren't really analyzing, okay, like, what is working, what's here, like, what's the asset to the person, blah, blah, blah. And so they make these choices based on, like, what they're supposed to do. And that wasn't what it was for me. It was, like, more like, these last 2 years have been fucking insane.
Yes.
And, like, many of you who have listened to us for now 2 years, more than that even, we've done it for, like, how long? Like, basically the whole time we've been dating. Like,
since, like, January of, like, 2018.
Yeah, you can go back, like where you and I publicly, to people who listen to us on and off, or like are gone, or some of you have stuck around or whatever, like, we're able to do this like just because it's like, okay, like, we both like being around each other and talking to each other. And then moving in with you, it was like, oh, I like look forward to like either waking up before you and still seeing you sleeping, going, oh, or like you get up and do your whole thing, and then I look forward to coming out of the bedroom and seeing you too. Yeah. Like when you're here,
exactly.
During these, like, so it really was. There was like somebody on Twitter, I think it was like fucking stupid Eric Weinstein, but it still actually did mean a lot. He goes like, people who have had children during COVID, you propose to your spouse during COVID, like, I salute the fuck out of you. You know? And I think that, like, it just, and like, what was cool was like, even though like the proposal was so jilted, like the way that I did it, I still did do old fashioned stuff. Like that was making it tough. Like,
that was the hardest part for you.
I really don't lie to Sean ever. Yeah. Like, I mean, I really don't. And like, that isn't to say that I'm not a person that will lie about stuff. It's mostly just that, like, I think that the foundation of every relationship is based on being honest.
Yeah.
And so having to tell you that I, like, like lie to you about going to like, because I texted your parents like 2.5 months ago, and I was like, hey, there's something I want to talk to you guys about, but Sean can't be there. And they instantly knew what it was, but they were good about it. They didn't ask like what I was going to ask them to do.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, you know, it's funny, like when I got there and like they kind of knew where it was going, it was like when I first met them, you know, like they were nervous and whatever, but then, yeah, I got their quote unquote blessing to do it. And then my mother was ecstatic. My dad was...
Your dad was your dad.
My dad was my dad. Well, my dad is me, so he's scared of everything. So he's just he was probably scared of you saying no, scared of me being disappointed.
Imagine how much that's gonna cost him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but to me, it was like pretty foolproof because it's like, okay, well, like I had already told my mother about like 10 years ago that the rings she had from her side of the family, like I wanted both of them because what's great about them is like they were so poor that they're like these gender neutral gold bands.
Yeah.
They're not even 24 karat gold, which I guess is the better one. They're 18 karat.
They're 18. 24 is like pure or something.
I guess so. Like,
but pure gold is really malleable and dangerous to wear because it'll get distorted.
Yeah,
won't it?
exactly. So like, yeah, and I think like if we get them resized, I'll have like less anxiety about like them doing that, which desperately, by the way, getting them resized is like, because I can't use any soap like when I'm wearing it.
I was at
I get so scared.
my friend's apartment the other day, and we were on the rooftop, and it was like the day after you had done it, and so I was wearing the ring, and my hands were cold, so like the size of my fingers had like shrunk a little bit, and I made a gesture with my hand, and we were by the pool, and it almost went into the pool. I basically did like this with my hand. I just like gestured outward, and it went flying off my finger, luckily just onto the concrete, but like imagine if it got into the pool. I'd have to go in, dive for it. That would suck, dude. But I wear it around the house, and like I think I wore it to school yesterday, but I'm still a little worried about it, you know.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I won't wear it to my drafting class because I do so much with my hands there, or my draping class. But
well, like again, like I mean that thing that goes back to earlier about like the case and like losing stuff.
Yeah.
So I put it in a like so again like truly like to the audience, like I have ADHD really bad, and I've learned this as an older adult. So, but I've found because like I wasn't diagnosed with it until kind of quasi recently, like I have found coping mechanisms for like the problems this causes. So like my keys go in one spot, like everything has a place, right?
Yeah.
This has kind of been the new factor. So I put it on the dining room table, like when I went to do something.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't here.
Right,
on
exactly,
the desk.
on your desk.
It
wasn't where you put it.
It wasn't on this, like by the sinks, like on the left side, like, and then I was like, oh fuck, like I couldn't find it. Like, I actually had this today. Like, did you hear me tearing through the drawers?
I did. Yeah. I didn't ask though.
Thank you for that. I solved the problem. I couldn't find my 2 passports. I couldn't find my
I think I'm missing one of mine too.
I haven't been able to find my Italian or my American passport like for about a month. And then
I'm missing my actual passport, and I have my expired one. I don't know where my actual one is. It's either in my car in my locked glove box, which I'm gonna move it now that I've said it out loud on the podcast.
Yeah.
Or it's in my drawer, but I checked my drawer like a month ago and it wasn't there.
So I think I found it. But I've been actually like kind of having like a low grade anxiety about like not knowing where they were for like the last month and a half.
Yeah.
And then today,
it's like, when would you need it?
And
but when you think about it, you have to go get it.
Yeah. And so like I think the anxiety over this was like I got to figure out where the fuck these other fucking priceless items are in our house. And so I found them. They were in like your little drawer cabinet to the right of mine. They were in there, like in the envelope. Like,
wait, what?
Like that manila envelope I have.
What was in there?
Both my passports.
Why? Wait, they were in what? My nightstand?
Like the one that's like in the nook, like over here.
That is so
like
weird.
Your little black cabinet, like on like by the window to the right.
That is so weird.
Well, I think it was that which is like where I get fucked up is like I show them to somebody, I think. And then just dismiss them quickly to then go and like, talk to the person again.
Yeah, when we have guests over or whatever.
Didn't even consider where I had put them.
That is the strangest place for them to be.
I know. So Yeah, so like the ring has been like a massive point of anxiety for me in that way.
Yeah.
Like so like I but now like I'm kind of like again learning the coping mechanism of like putting it in places where like okay, I'm going to take a shower. It has to go to the left of the sink.
Yeah.
This is and that. Like because like again, like how easily it falls off. Like I was giving PETA, our dog, a bath, and it just literally slipped off my hand. I didn't even feel it. And then, like, fortunately, the drain in our shower,
It's small.
it's
very
like the holes are small.
It's like a little waffle grain.
Yeah,
drain.
and so it would not eat it up. But I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, like, so yeah, like this is like a new. I have like so much anxiety about wearing rings, and it's funny, like that I like. And again, like this should like make like the commitment to you like feel even stronger. So like number one, losing these because they are literally priceless. Like like again, and my reverence for things that have a story behind them are way more important than things that like cost money.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, like the idea of losing them. Number one. Number two, I have this super irrational fear of getting gloved. If you don't know what gloving is, do not Google it. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
It is basically like something is on your hands, like a ring, that gets caught on something and degloves the important matter that's on your hands.
Yeah.
You know, like
what
so
do you do in that situation?
You-
How do they fix it?
a lot of times you just can't. You know, like
Can they graft skin around your finger?
probably, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, but it's like you know I'm not going to be shooting hoops or anything like because then I have like horror stories of people that my dad knew or like also I had like a teacher in middle school who had a wedding ring on, was playing basketball, went to dunk, the thing like somehow caught it and then he just had this like
Oh my god.
in the class. So sorry to like put that in your
I
head.
hate
But like
that.
as somebody who's a musician, like losing your fingers is like a really like it's a horrible
Yeah.
prospect, you know. And so
Yeah.
and I'm not as talented as like someone like Django Reinhardt.
Yeah. It's so funny. Somebody just texted me who I've never expected to text me in my life. And it's
Can you say who it is?
Yeah, it's do you remember Dee Dee from the my friend's going away party?
Yeah, the one the
She
one that
just
I was like
texted me.
I finally got kind of like I was like finally noticeably drunk and talking at her. Yeah, what'd she say?
I don't know. Let's find out. She's probably like, "Hey, let's go see the show." Oh, Laguna Playhouse is an opening for a sound person.
All right.
You might have a job
Oh, yeah, tell her.
right now.
Well,
the
no,
air?
no. Like when you figure out how to say it. Although, like, I'm gonna be totally somebody who is fake businessing it. So like just
Yeah, maybe you
I-
can be like an assistant sound technician.
I don't do live-
until you learn. Yeah,
live sound. That's not something I've ever done. So
yeah, and she knows that. You said that to her.
Oh wait, thank goodness my drunk hubris did shine through. All right, cool. I have very little recollection of like because like that was like the only reason why I remember that whole interaction was you saying that. Yeah, that was the only time I noticed, like, because you saw how much I drank that night with your friends and your ex-colleagues or whatever. Like, that was the only moment you said that you noticed I was drunk. And then talking to the two oldest people there that had a
Yeah.
personal relationship to you, and I was like, oh, god damn it. What did I say?
It was really fun. My favorite part was when you were telling people who don't live in Long Beach that they need to make Long Beach better with you.
Oh, I fucking...
You did that a lot.
But did you see how much I fucking rallied the troops?
You did.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I live in Anaheim, but sure.
Sure.
It was so funny. I didn't want to stop it because I wanted to see how many people you could get who were not Long Beach natives or Long Beach residents to be on board with your story.
That's kind of like the thing, like it's the curse and the reward, like of I am able, like, so the curse honestly is like, okay, like the actual like part of like being this mentally ill that is like so beneficial is like being able to, like, literally everybody I was holding court with about 15 people and they were like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, we're part of your campaign, you know?
Yeah.
Then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, oh my god, I have to fucking handle 15 people that are part of my campaign now. Like I think it's like why people who are like this need like managers or whatever of like,
Yeah.
okay, like I need to delegate some responsibility because like, so it didn't go anywhere, but like I truly held court with I made like your coworker cry like over like her feelings about something. I mean, it was
it was a good cry.
No,
though.
good
cry.
No, not bad cry. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, no,
You've made people bad cry, but not since we've been dating.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think.
And that's my impact, baby.
Yeah. No, I think I think it is like. Well, it truly is because like when we first met, I was like telling Sean, and again like, I know it's like weird to like really empty my purse about like mental illness stuff, but like. It's important for you all to know, like, as somebody who, like, people who have, like, stuck around for so long listening to me talk this much. I've talked so much on this that if there's an AI that needs to recreate my voice, there's hundreds of hours of content. And, like,
They mastered it after 3 episodes.
There's no way. So, like, you know, having done that, like, it's important to know that, like, when I met Sean, I told him, hey dude, like I'm kind of crazy. And so like, but you were 19 at the time. And I was like, there's this problem. And like, if I'm doing this and that, you got to let me know. Cause I don't know I'm doing it. And then you have to let me know. And so at 19, I was like, you were like, yep, got it. And I was like, okay. Like, I don't believe it. You know, I was 27 at the time, by the way. Like I was very well into like becoming 30 here shortly, you know? And then as time went on, and Sean's gonna be 24 tomorrow, by the way.
I'll be 24 tomorrow, baby.
Yeah. You proved it, and like so. Then like any interaction I have, like especially when I go to like a group that is solely your friends, I'm like, did I do something wrong or like handle myself well? And you're like, this and that, like not great, but mostly.
Well, clearly you handled yourself well enough with Dee Dee to have her text me about getting you a job. At my old work. Oh my God, you never met.
No, I did not.
But she doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, no, she does not.
But you might. I don't know. Maybe she'll come back around.
The Voldemort of your old job.
Maybe she'll be like a tech person.
Wouldn't that be like weird kind of karmic irony?
Tech is fun. You get to wear all black. Like, you kind of get to watch the shit show that is live theater.
But you are so responsible for things going wrong.
Yeah.
And so...
But you can also, like, make actors' lives a living hell if you want to.
You could, yeah. By, like turning down their microphone or whatever?
Yeah, turning down their microphone, turning it up at inopportune times, you know. But, you know, that's besides the point. You're not going to do that because you are a professional sound engineer.
Yeah. I'm going to let you respond to that text, though. Like
I will, yeah.
I don't want to give you any guidance on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So anyway, like it's a true partnership, which
you and me,
mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
which I love. Oh, like and also too, like this thing that like gets
together again for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Together again for the first time.
Sorry, you were saying
this thing that, like gets us in trouble. Like the white party we talked about last time.
Yeah,
that's my mouth. Like literally convincing people to be like I'm like convincing, but also it turned out like we love these fucking people.
It was so much fun,
and we had like the best time. And so it's the thing that has that part of my mouth like generally with like non-aggressive people is like what does get me into trouble, but like with people who like do kind of pose some semblance of some sort of social danger, I'll put it like very mildly that way.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk my way out of the danger and then back in. Like, but it's people today, like this whole podcast is based on like me not understanding the progressive identity politics shit. Like, which is like why like, you know, talking us into going, like talking our way into this white party with entirely black people was not an issue to me because like I don't give a shit. I want to fucking dance to Michael Jackson and eat soul food. So it's like, but the white people who are mostly straight are the ones that are like calling me a racist because I talk very honestly, which is what makes people interested in like what I have to say because like I don't have a fucking filter, I think is like mostly what it is.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, but like one side is more dull than the other, like lately. Mm-hmm. So, but Sean's a great resource of being like, if something doesn't go well, I can ask him like, did I fuck that up somehow?
Yeah.
But you know, speaking of black people, the flyer I found by the trash.
Oh my, we are highlighting a lot of people of color today, by the way.
Yeah, we are. Well,
there's a lot of color.
How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
Oh, I love Wendy Williams' audience so much.
We are filling this episode with beautiful color.
Dude, okay, so like let me set this up. So I like at our house, I take the trash cans in and out, like, and it's kind of like a long distance. Like we have, like, you know, this area of, like, we live in this area of Long Beach because you can own a lot of house and property for not a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And so the walk from their trash cans to where they need to go to, like, be sure they'll be taken out, is probably about like what, like 30 yards, like, you know.
I'd say it's maybe like 50 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
How much is 30 yards?
That would be
90 feet.
600 feet.
Huh?
A yard is 3 feet.
90 feet.
Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Like
It's probably about 50 feet.
I should not have even guessed that. Part of, like, again, like saying earlier on, like, part of, like, being mentally ill is, like, my relationship distance direction is just so fucking warped. And
my God.
And if anyone's ever curious as to why that is, I'll explain another time. So anyway, like, while I was taking out our trash cans, or taking them back in rather, I found this flyer on the ground that is just, as Greg would say, it's so chef's kiss. So let me get the front. Okay. All right. Let me get it up on
This
here.
is a predominantly black neighborhood that we live in.
Yes, which that's important to mention. Yeah. So this is the title of it is this.
The Truth About Slavery. And so you scanned this in, so we're going to be reading it right page to left
Yeah,
page.
and like just for can you grab it out of the scanner?
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, like I'm not this is like actually something I did find. So here's the actual document. Like
that is the literal flyer.
I really did get it and found it on the ground, like not that tattered or anything, but like,
no, pretty clean, brand new, fresh.
I saw this title on the ground. I'm like, oh, I must know what this is.
The Truth About Slavery.
Yeah.
The so-called blacks and Hispanics are, quote, the 12 tribes of Israel! ! You are the children of the slave trade. The prophets warned us that if we broke God's commandments, we would be punished as a people. Read Deuteronomy to whatever. This happened to no other nation.
So, Greg, like, there's a website I'm going to show you here shortly that is linked on this. That is, again, so chef's kiss. Like, you will just...
It's an incredible feat of technology, the website. Our children would be taken from us, given to another race of people, and we could do nothing to stop it from happening. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake. We would also be forced to work for food, water, clothing, and anything else we may need. Chains of iron were put upon our necks until we were destroyed as a people.
So again, like, the important thing to mention is, like, would this interpretation of Deuteronomy, like, be something that black people wouldn't relate to? Yeah, like, of course it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, this is, like, something they went through, of course. But, like, this was written before, really, like, there was any, this is so long before the transatlantic slave trade, like, anything.
So long,
like,
yeah.
And that, like, and it is that thing we've said before of, like, slavery is not totally exclusive to black people, which is, like, what makes Hebrew Israelites so funny. So
why does the Bible read like absolute nonsense, dude?
it's old. It's Shakespeare.
It is.
You know?
It's so fucking gay and dumb. The Bible needs to be updated, baby.
So here we go. This part here.
We need a millennial, like...
There is this, unfortunately. Like, there's the New International Version, which is like...
I'm talking about like a color pop book that is like #1 on the New York Times bestseller list that says like kick ass and love God.
Right.
The Bible for a young millennial, you know?
And
I need that. I need to read that.
Bones, like, you joke, but like that, like there is the NIV version for kids. There is that Bible, like, for sure. Greg says, I will say, as a former Catholic, these flyers and pamphlets that use so much scripture always seems odd. And it's odd because there is, like, again, like, it's being used to inflame another racial group's struggle based on just slavery is part of human history.
Yeah.
You know, like, of any group of people. So, like, it's not, but it's a really great way, like, using the wrath of God with a religious group of people to fucking make them mad. So,
what should I keep reading here? The yokes of iron were removed from our necks once we were mentally and spiritually destroyed as a people and divided into false religions and nationalities.
so it's gonna get to something wild here. So like you gotta.
Oh, boy.
So, let me see if I can find kind of what makes it interesting. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Where am I reading?
Just start with Matthew here. It's kind of interesting.
Matthew 1:21, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. Christ's death and resurrection made a new covenant with Israel to be God's chosen people again. Hebrews 8:10, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
So here's where it gets.
These are the 12 tribes of Israel today.
According to this pamphlet.
1. Judah, which means American blacks. 2. The Benjamin tribe, West Indians. 3. The Levi tribe, Haitians. 4. Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans. 5. Manasseh,
Manasseh. Yeah.
Manasseh, Cubans. Simeon, Dominicans. 7. Reuben, Seminole Indians. Gad, North American Indians. Naphtali, Argentina and Chile. Zebulon, the green Zebulon. Guatemala to Panama. Asher, Colombia to Uruguay. And Issachar, Mexican Indians.
So
this is so strange.
So keep in mind, like, this is the first page of the pamphlet. When you flip it over, let me get that.
When you flip it over, we're reading a Black Israelites pamphlet. If you guys have just tuned in,
That I found by the trash.
this was on our floor, on the floor outside, on the ground outside, I should say. The floor is typically inside. Where?
Let me see. Like,
This is wild. Look at all these pictures, guys.
I know. So, okay. So
we fled into Africa after the fall of Jerusalem 70 A.D. Then we were captured during the slave trade and sold to the white man. The slave trade, again, was so much later
than any of the scripture he's quoting. So, like...
Yeah, we fled into Africa is from Luke 21:20 to 22. And then it finishes the quote and then says, then we were captured during the slave trade and sold to the white man, or Edom, which is the biblical name for white man, I guess.
Which, whatever.
This doesn't make any sense because the chronology of it would not lead to that.
No.
The chronology of this is that this is thousands of years old.
This part over here
whereas
is why
the slave trade is hundreds.
This area is where, so this is the end of the pamphlet. So, this is where it gets wild.
This is Illuminati confirmed. Yes. This is a dollar bill diagram. All right. 200 million died during the conquest of the New World American Holocaust, and 100 million during the Middle Passage slave trade. Okay. Where? Can you zoom in a little bit, please? The American elite scholars and Freemasons know something we don't. They know that the blacks and Hispanics are the Israelites, and that they still have us in captivity. To show this power to knowledge, they use symbolism. All right, let's look at this dollar bill and see what it's referring to.
What scripture it's using here?
So the pyramid on the dollar bill refers to Deuteronomy 28:68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, bondage, slavery, Exodus 22, again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Why does the pyramid refer to that? Egypt.
Because they think Egyptians were black. I mean, this is where it goes into again, you would get the last part of the pamphlet to actually make it realize how crazy their ideology is.
Yeah.
Brand says he's laughing. People that come from the same place in bulk, broken and shipped, suddenly became separate tribes. Did they even realize or mention? Did they even mention Brazilian blacks? That's the highest population in
the West.
In the West, which is the kind of the giant thing that's so funny in America, talking about the transatlantic slave trade is during the height of it for us, it was about 300,000. I'm being very generous, like for that number of slaves like we actually brought here.
Yeah.
Brazil alone, I think, took about 6 million. So it's like, but the entire conversation that has totally dominated the West, because like we export all of our racist, like when we confront racism, we export it to all over the West.
Racism and racist rhetoric are they like, yeah, it is. We spread it from the U.S. elsewhere, you know. Which
again is so funny. Like, and you know why it is, like, because like our only export is fucking entertainment and guns. So yeah.
Wait, there's one more thing on the dollar bill that
slaves did build the pyramids, yeah, but they were largely ethnically Jewish slaves. Like, well, so we're told. I mean, like, who knows? I mean, like, we only really have an account of this, like, based on the fucking Bible, you know. Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah, documentation in that part of the world and during that time is not fantastic.
But
the Japanese, on the other hand,
get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, like,
they have history that is written down from like thousands of years ago,
with them acknowledging they were horrible bastards too. So I don't even know where this is going. So here we go. We got like an Obadiah quote.
Obadiah 1:4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Adam does space travel and landed on the moon.
You kind of see like why they saved this for the last part of the pamphlet.
This is fucking wild. Yeah, it's to like lure you in.
I was so giddy when I found this pamphlet. I was like, I can't wait to show you this.
This just is just conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
That is so fucking wild, though. So the meaning of that Obadiah quote they're trying to say is that white people will go to space and God will strike them down for it. And fuck, I hope God strikes Jeff Bezos down.
Yeah, no, it'd be great, like to shoot his dick rocket out of the sky. Like, but it didn't happen. So
it didn't happen.
I think
the black Israelites are getting proven wrong time and time again.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that too much?
No. Like, no, they are. Like, I just really want to show them their website.
Oh, yeah. Let's move on to the website.
Let's see. Yeah. So we got it on this flyer. I gotta find the website again though.
This is so wild.
Let me find the flyer 1 second.
It's so fun to see this because like we all know black Israelites exist. Although they say on the website, we'll see in a second, they do not. It's Israel United. Israel Unite. They say on the website they are not affiliated with like any other Israelite community, but like they probably believe all the same things.
Oh, of course. So I don't want to load the website until you all can see it.
Yeah.
So here we go.
It might take a while to load. It is a
jam packed. I spelled it wrong, I think. Yep, I did.
Oh, that's okay.
Please hold.
Please hold.
IsraelUnite.org.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go.
All right. We're in. All right, tune in, guys. This is so funny.
Come on.
It is a big website, so it's going to take a second to... They pull out all the stops. God damn, come on.
Just like watch when it does finally go. Like you have to watch this this intro is, it's like all these graphics they have that go. Yeah, Steven, yeah, crypto
credit card.
I use Brave. It's it's the whole thing.
Well, I don't know what's going on 'cause it's taking. Oh, there we go. We're in. It's gonna take a while to load. Again, huge website.
So here's all their pictures.
Huge website. I mean, come the fuck on. Just photograph transitions.
So these are the outfits they
white
wear.
Dudes.
That wasn't a white dude though. I think it's like a Latino, like a George Zimmerman type Latino.
But
yeah,
that's a white dude.
Yeah, I mean, they're scarce.
I mean, what is going on? They have uniforms. They have like shields and swords crossing through them.
And they're talking about like the Freemasons and shit, which is like so funny. Like if you guys are like just as culty as like that idea of like how you perceive that to be. So let's like look menu.
They're just as culty, but like 10 times as flamboyant about their existence. Not unido en Cristo. The problem is not me, it's the Christ in me.
Okay.
What is going on?
So this is interesting that you saw this like earlier.
Yeah. Israel United is not United in Christ is not affiliated with any other Israelite organization group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent Bible-based movement. We don't advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities, bring awareness to any possible threats, as stated in Leviticus 5:1.
So
If
you're
any
gay,
gay person,
not okay with that. So we could not join this group at all.
any gay person would know that Leviticus is not a friendly chapter.
So yeah, exactly. It's like it's the one that they use to justify like all the hatred. So like in this largely black neighborhood, I found this flyer that's like quoting Leviticus is like their credo.
It is so funny. Wait, click on events. Do they have any?
Oh, that's
coming up.
Great one.
We're gonna get 10 more transitions. 2021.
Yeah. Oh shit. The computer's like struggling now.
Struggling because this website is just absolutely bogged, my guy. Who is that?
Michael K. Williams, R.I.P.
Should we go undercover? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Steven, I'll wear
Let's
blackface. I'll do it in
attend.
no time.
Nope, we're not wearing blackface.
Oh wait, I'll wear my ghost costume. My spooky ghost costume.
Yeah, the
wear
one
that.
with the big pointy
The
hat.
pointy hood.
That for some reason you hid from me for like 3 years until we moved in together. You're like, hey, I gotta let you know I have this Halloween costume.
my spooky ghost costume.
This is so
okay,
events
events.
2021, and then
Okay, Sea Blitz.
Oklahoma City.
Which one do you want to do?
And let's go to St. Louis.
Okay.
We could probably make a trip out of this. We
Yeah.
could write it off.
A honeymoon?
Yeah. Honeymoon.
What was this guy? What are you doing there?
Big white guy. Big white guy right there.
Oh yeah.
Yes, dude. Yeah, we are public. Yeah, so we're engaged.
Yeah, it's gonna struggle.
Yeah, it is gonna struggle a
I'll
little
let it
bit,
kinda-
but
oh,
it's
there it goes.
it's popping around. Something's happening. Maybe it got canceled. No,
No,
it's here.
Oh, there's a video. Oh my God, there's a video.
Click on the YouTube link so we can go to YouTube instead of
It's gonna
being
still
on their
be
god-awful
It's
website.
still gonna like play weird, but I can't wait to watch this.
Whoa. It's only a minute? Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. This'll be fantastic. I'm so happy you found this.
Yeah, no.
But I'm also a little bit sad because this neighborhood is predominantly black.
I'm getting chills. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm getting real.
Okay, but before we let this continue, which is gonna struggle.
Oh boy.
We've met.
Man, I wish you could see this.
I gotta just start downloading these videos. I think until it cools down.
Yeah.
We've met like all of our black neighbors.
Yeah.
Do they dislike us?
No, they love us.
Fucking stupid, Drew.
Drew? Oh my fucking god, Drew. What is this? Can we play this?
We'll just get a. We don't make money, so it's
That's
copyright
true.
strike it. Who cares? This group
This
is tight.
So funny. I am so amazed by that. I didn't learn anything from that video.
No, it's just to get people fired up for nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that I found ever was that flyer.
If your computer's struggling, we don't have to watch that Wendy Williams video, but
We can try to. It's just like I don't really know like what's making it struggle. I mean, like I know it's the heat, but we'll try. It just explains the.
So, another beautiful woman of color.
What's Black Girl Magic? Is that what it is?
Black girl. I guess so. Yeah. There's also Black excellence.
Oh, she's definitely black. She's
Wendy Williams has been
Black
like
excellence,
a
yeah.
staple in meme history, and I don't know why. Well, we've been kind of obsessed with her recently, but she's like obsessed with death and killers.
Yeah. No.
And this is.
People go.
How dare you? I don't like the mother. I don't like the father. I don't like any of them. Nope, none of them. Fire everybody.
Bass boost.
How dare them?
I'm a simple man.
How dare them?
Now, Wendy, I'm going to go through some of the most shocking things that Brittany said.
Can I
but
just? How dare you? How dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
That
Oh,
is what Brittany
Jesus.
said. She said that she felt like she was being set up. She asked her.
I would let them both drown too, Jen. I'm going to tell you why. We paraded on the red carpet and you break off the engagement and embarrass me? Die!
Die.
Even further, he went off and married the other Jennifer and they've got kids. Die! 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 And Puffy, you had me speeding through numerous traffic lights, doing gunplay in a nightclub. You had me do
What?
and spend a few hours in jail. Die! Nicki Minaj might be getting married. He served time in prison for attempted. He also did time for first-degree manslaughter. So clap if you've ever wanted to kill somebody.
Clap if you ever have.
Hey.
I mean, do you know who Swavey is?
Oh no.
Classic.
Clap if you know who Swavey is. Well, he's a TikTok star. He's got more followers than me. 2.5 million.
Oh.
TikTok, but on Instagram, you have more followers.
As my son Kevin would say, no one uses Instagram anymore. And as far as TikTok, I don't use that at all.
At all.
I don't know what that is. I don't want to be involved. So here he is. He's 19, and he was murdered Monday morning.
He is 19 and he was murdered.
Oh my god. What a dream.
She's the best.
I truly love her. She is
How
so.
dare you, Mr. Spears? You had me fooled. And you too, Mrs. Spears. Death to all of them.
Death
Yeah.
to all of them.
Undiagnosed syphilis. Yeah, like, I mean,
For sure.
at the very least, like, if it is like infiltrating her brain, she is like, and like, you know, Brand's one of the few straight guys on this channel. And I think Steven is too. But it's like that thing of like, she is so like her audience is like what makes it so funny, because like they're mostly gay people and like and black people, like, so
Yeah.
like, and we play this game in our neighborhood of like, is it black and angry or black and gregarious? Because like there's like a level of just sort of like intensity to like every conversation that you're like, ooh, is this a fight? And it's like, then you hear haha, which by the way, I have a story about that too. So I was walking our dog the other day. He's a French bulldog. Is ridiculous and sort of out of place in this neighborhood because, you know, I got him for free, but people generally have them if they have a lot of money now.
Yeah.
And also my dog's like really old. He's almost 10. Like, people didn't really have them like 10 years ago. So I was gifted him. It's a whole story. But anyway, so I'm walking him by like one of our friends' houses, and like this guy comes out of the house, and he's got like this swagger,
A real swagger.
Will swagger of a walk. And then he kind of comes up to me, and like, I'm not really scared of him at all. I'm just kind of like, because the person whose house he's walking out of is somebody who you and I have become friends with.
Yeah.
And then, like, if he were to fuck with me, the person that lives in the house would
Fuck him up.
Fuck
Yeah.
him up. And so, he comes out, and I'm like, hey, the dog's really friendly if you want to pet him. He kind of does like a kind of thing, like, to get his attention.
Yeah.
But, like, almost like a thing of, like, I'm too cool. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, hey, doggy, what's going on with you? You know? and then, like, I engaged, and then he goes, like, pet him, but he looks down, and he goes, that dog looks like a motherfucking toy. And I go, yeah, they're kind of designed to look ridiculous like a toy like that. And he goes, ha ha, on God. And he just keeps walking. And it was my favorite favorite moment until I found the Black Israelite pamphlet.
Oh God.
Yeah.
On God, on God.
On God, on God.
It is so good. I'm so happy that happened to you.
Yeah, no, like, and like, it's funny because like I told 2 of my friends that this event happened, and they wouldn't believe it. But I love having you experience this neighborhood with me, because then it's not far out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's
like,
real.
It's totally fucking real. Like, it's just crazy shit here all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking fun. Like, if we don't die, it's fun, in the meantime. So I don't want to talk about other shit I had. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about Joe Rogan.
No, and his
and
horse
Miss
pills.
Ivory Mectin.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't really mind.
I started making dice.
Oh yeah, show them.
You aren't gonna really be able to see them that well, but I started making polyhedral dice. So I made my own molds and then got epoxy or resin and made them, and this is my first set. I think they turned out really good. Got a D20, a D6, a D8, 2 D10s.
I love this so much because I despite being gay, like I'm crafty, and so I had like a bunch of tools. I'm like, you're like, oh, I need like an X-Acto knife. I need sandpaper.
Like I have it.
I'm like, I have that stuff. I have this stuff so much. Like,
let me provide that.
Oh my God. Like seeing Sean like in a respirator, like working on these dice, like made me so fucking happy.
Dude, I will. I am so proud of these that I'm making a second set right now that I'm really looking forward to seeing. So these are orange and pink. The orange is like a metallic orange, and then the pink is just like a transparent plus glitter.
You put it onto the camera here. Like
it's gonna be out of focus.
It might be, but you can try.
Oh, there I am. It's gonna be pretty out of focus, I think. But there we go.
Yeah, so he made molds like out of silicone and then like used resin to like actually make them. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, so that's been my latest hobby.
Oh,
although
Brand plays too, so he knows like the value of you doing this.
Hell yeah. This has been like my way of avoiding doing my homework. So I have a lot to do before tomorrow when we leave for our little vacation, which honestly I could still do it during the day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. We don't leave till pretty late.
That's true. Yeah, we're going to get dinner and then we're going to head up. But yeah, I'm very proud of how these turned out, and I'm going to be making some more. So if it wasn't clear that I'm a huge D&D nerd now, it should be.
Maybe to some of our Patreon people, eventually you can have it as rewards. You can
as reward redeem D&D dice as reward.
I've been trying to figure out how to reward our Patreon people. Like I feel like it's just so lame. I gave them like a voice message like about our proposal or whatever. Like I figured they should be the first ones to know, but I have not. Anyway, thank you all for doing it.
Yeah, so. Absolutely.
But yeah, we won't be like we'll normalize the schedule somehow. I don't really know.
Yeah, it'll come back around. I think like next Saturday will be fine to do it, but still
there's a lot going on.
We've had a ton going on. Yeah.
And then yeah, like, and we wanted to tell you all that this is like what happened. But yeah, we'll be gone this Saturday, and then hopefully next Saturday we'll get it back.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a one shot on Roll20. Although I hate Roll20, I think it's like so hard to use for absolutely no reason.
Really?
There should be. It's so confusing to me. Like, I would rather it be not Roll20. I'm doing a campaign right now that I just got into a campaign with my D&D club at school. And I got into it with my character that's going to be like a Wendigo, which is like a Native American skinwalker-esque like cryptid, because it's a Halloween-based campaign. So I picked like a pretty spooky character, and I'm excited for it. But I got in, and we're doing it on Roll20, which is fine. I just I have never used it before, so I'm having so much trouble navigating it. But it's fine. If I don't have to DM the first game that I play on Roll20, great, because I can learn it that way. But yeah.
Well, yeah, Sean, Greg says don't tempt me like that. Sean, D&D caster dice are a mighty need. Well, you were one of the, like when the pandemic first started, you were somebody who bought several masks from you,
That's
Greg did.
absolutely
So,
true. Yeah.
I think you've earned it.
You've earned it for sure.
Yeah. So
Here we are.
yeah.
I mean, I'm still figuring out how to paint on the numbers because the grooves, I think either the grooves are, well, most of the grooves are deep enough, but on the D4 they are definitely not deep enough. And that's something that like I can't really fix because I used the dice that I already own to mold them. So I don't know, man. But I don't know. I'm very happy with them, and
That's your.
I just need darker acrylic.
Keep in
paint
mind,
to do
he's
that.
saying all this stuff, but like that's the first set he made.
This is my first set of dice.
Yeah. So you'll see.
Yeah.
Steven says
Pretty happy. Whoa.
Q-tip.
Q-tip.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have no idea what. Oh, Q-tip to get.
You're already doing that though, right?
I am Q-tipping them.
Yeah.
I usually take alcohol to get rid of the excess paint. Like I paint over like a big glob, and then I will take a small dab of isopropyl alcohol and wipe off the excess.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. Yes, how Sean learned my government name.
Yeah. Very like yeah. Greg's on the run. He's on the run.
Yeah.
I
I would not be surprised if Drew told the whole Poke Breakers chat that we got.
me either, man. Like, which is like why like he was not the first of your friends I told.
That's so funny.
But right.
That's that's so funny.
I'm just.
I don't care that they know. I'm happy.
No,
that
no,
they
I don't.
know.
I don't either. I'm just glad that
It's so funny though that
I beat
he
you
goes,
to it. Like
you know.
I beat them. Yeah.
Or maybe he just told you, Steven, which I'm happy, you know, because we said it on the podcast anyways. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think he said it in the SLC stream.
Okay, Steven, how do you say it? I must know.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I'll
what
wait
did
for
he
that
say?
response.
I think he was probably like, "Yeah, I'm going back to LA, and so I'll be on that stream for a little while. Just I'm gonna be in LA for this reason. My friend got engaged." So
Such a maroon.
he probably did it in that context.
I know.
which I think is so funny to me.
It's just yeah. Like I mean,
It's not like, "Hey, like my best friend got engaged." It's like, "Hey, I'm going back to LA." Oh, it's because my friend got engaged.
I gotta know how.
Drew, if you hear this, I love you, but
He won't make it this far.
man. Oh, hey Steven, did you hear Sean? So the whole fucking stream. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be cutting my hair soon. Like that is something I will be doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting too much. It's so hot, and I'm dying.
and you're shedding everywhere.
And I'm shedding, and it's just not cute anymore. Like, I don't know if me with short hair again is gonna be cute. It probably won't be that cute. But I think I need, like, many different things about my appearance to gradually change now that I'm 24.
Mm-hmm.
So, or 24 tomorrow. So, you know, I gotta cut my hair and then maybe, like, get a little bit of a tan and then, you know.
Let's do it. We'll get like super hot together. Like now that we're.
I know.
engaged.
Now that, exactly. Let's have a very hot wedding. Hot people wedding.
Hot people wedding. All right. We'll see you all hopefully next Saturday. So yeah, we'll be gone again for a while, but we'll see you next Saturday, whatever the
next
date
Saturday.
that is.
All right, you guys.
Love you all.
Love you. See you next time.
Send Sean birthday messages,
Thank
please.
you.
Goodbye.